Good morning. It's Elvire and it's Saturday morning. So, this is my day off. No makeup, no earrings yet. I haven't even been in the shower, to be very honest, but I'm sitting and reading a book. And it's gorgeous weather right now in Phoenix. So I'm sitting outside reading the book, one of my favorite books, the new Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. And I'm in chapter 2. Excuse me. And what hit me was that I've been reading this now for 2 weeks, 3 times a week. That's what Dr. Maltz suggests. And so I'm doing that to really get it ingrained. And it's indeed the truth. When you read something over and over and over again, it's little pieces start to fall into place. So I'm reading this, and we are not a computer, but we have a so-called servo mechanism, a goal-seeking mechanism, which is your creative imagination. And what I have learned from reading the books and having studied with mentors is that is the universe or God, whatever you want to know it as. I think Henry Ford said, that ideas are in the air, and you either grasp it or somebody else does. It's up to you. Thomas Edison said that. Ideas are in the air, and if he had not discovered it, somebody else would have. That's what he says. So going to that servo mechanism, that when we are born, our memory is virtually nil, is nothing. And everything that we experience puts a little data in the data bank. Let's just pull this into the 21st century that we're in now. I mean, when you buy a computer, there's nothing on the hard drive. Everything that is on the hard drive after you've used it is what you've put in there. It's the same with humans. So every experience is recorded within you, good and bad. You have the choice, however, to go back to the bad things, if that's what you like, or you can look at the good things. You can look at your little successes. So once you've had a success, and since we are emotional beings, there is an emotion attached to that success. Remember that success and you get that feeling again. It says here in the book, memories of other successes and failure, that's what you feel. So just focus on the success ones. But I was a little bit further in the book. Einstein wasn't the smartest person. He was just a very good goal setter. And from the various gurus I have learned, you have to set goals. And sometimes little things fall into place. And other people say you have to set goals, but you have to start with whatever you do with your end goal in mind. As I read on in this book and other books, and having watched the movie Avatar from James Cameron, 15 times probably, it just hit me that there's nothing new under the sun. We keep hearing that, and indeed there isn't. Everything is there already. There's always 2 sides to a coin, always. Every question has an answer. It's just that we need to find the answer. Now, we can either find the answer in our own data bank, or we can tap into the universe. And that's what Edison did. He's the one that is most, I think Henry Ford did it also, but I think Edison said that he was going to the land of solutions, whereby he would go into a meditation and he would have his end goal in mind. He would close his eyes and he would relax himself and allow the creative imagination that we as a human have to communicate with the ether, with God, with the universe, and have the answer come into him. We can do exactly the same. We can do exactly the same when we have the end goal in mind. And that's what Einstein had. He didn't so much knew exactly what the solution to his mathematical mind teasers were, but he knew there was an answer. So he focused on that. He did a lot of meditation also. It's just when you read books about him, you'll find that he did meditation. All the big people do meditation. They also do programming of themselves. I will come back to that. That's in The Magic of Believing of Claude Bristol. You can program yourself. So the end result is always there. It's just a matter for you to tap into it. Have your servo mechanism your built-in, as I call your biocomputer, search, search, search. And if it cannot find within your own data bank, it taps into the universal data bank. So you can ask yourself or the universe a question, and here comes the kicker. You have to be very specific with your question. It's not like why or whatever, but just have some really good questions if you have a specific problem. And you can do that even before you go to sleep. If it's the last thing when you're in your bed, if it's the last thing you have a communication with the universe and you bring it out, you most likely will get the answer the next morning, or you wake up in the middle of the night. And that's why I always have a piece of paper and a pen next to my bed, because you can scribble something even in the dark, or, I don't want to wake up my husband, but so you can. All the answers are there. And you have to trust and believe that all the answers are there for you. For you. Whatever you have questions about, whatever you want to have in your life, create in your life, the questions that you bring about have answers. So I hope this helps a little bit. This was a Sunday morning spontaneous one. I thank you for listening. And, look downstairs here in the blog. Take action. I'm really, I am excited about doing these blogs for whomever, finds my blog. But you can do these blogs as well. You have passions inside of you that you may not even have tapped into, or maybe you are and you want to bring them out more into the public. Start blogging. Start blogging. Start doing the same thing that I do. Get yourself a little camera if you don't have a laptop. I don't have a laptop, so I have a little camera that's separate and a little Logitech, and just start blogging, do little videos. It's so wonderful. I just love it to know that I can reach others and assist others in moving forward. So thank you so very much for tuning in. Look around my website here and click on some links and find out more about me, or just call me. Pick up the phone, call me, or send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to communicate with you. Thank you. Have a great weekend.